Outside Seville, the Muslim Almohad army holds strong against King Alfonso VIII and his Christian army at the Battle of Al-Àndalus. The 15th century Muslim chronicler Al-Himyari writes of the day. The two sides met at the bridge of Al-Àndalus, and a battle was joined. The enemy fled and were put to the sword. From early morning to midday, the camp of the Christians was plundered, and about 30,000 of them were killed. Fewer than 500 Muslims found martyrdom.
When they faced the Christians, they defeated them, they routed them basically. And they forced them to a treaty that lasted, I think, some 10 years.
To the Christians, this Muslim victory is devastating and serves as a catalyst to unite the Christian kingdoms in one cause. In 1207, the Pope proclaims Spain a crusading zone and calls upon other European armies to join forces.
It was not only the Christians in Iberia that were fighting the Almohads. It was some sort of crusade. People had come from France, from Germany. All the crusaders came to defeat the Muslims, especially after the crusades failed in the East.
They marched not only for conquest, but for what they believe God wants, a purely Christian Spain.
So this becomes Spain's crusade. And one of the popes, in fact, instructs Spanish knights that they shouldn't go off on these voyages to the Holy Land, that their job is to liberate their own country for Christendom.
It seems deep in the monotheistic religions that sacrificing your life for God is a tremendous value. It was definitely true in Christianity. And we're much more familiar with it in Islam today because of the suicide bombings. But the theme of martyrdom is obviously a deeply Christian theme as well.
Finally, the Christian army defeats the Almohad army at the decisive battle of Los Navas de Tolosa, led by King Alfonso VIII.
So that was the Christians' opportunity to take their revenge, and the Almohads did not know that they were faced with such a huge army. So the rout was complete.
In a message to the Pope, King Alfonso VIII recounts the slaughter. On their side there fell in the battle 100,000 armed men, perhaps more. Of the army of the Lord, only some 20 or 30 Christians in our whole host fell. What cause for joy and thanksgiving! Yet there is one cause for regret here, that so few in such a vast army went to Christ as martyrs.
The situation became absolutely desperate. 20 years later, after the defeat of the Muslims in Las Navas de Tolosa, the Christians kept taking one city after the other.
The Battle of Las Navas de Tolosa is the end of Almohad rule in Al-Àndalus, and it marks the beginning of the end of Al-Àndalus itself. By 1236, Christian forces have begun their conquest of Al-Àndalus, transforming conquered cities into gateways, where Muslim and Jewish knowledge will travel into Christian Europe, enabling its renaissance. Although most of the Iberian Peninsula is under Christian rule, the culture of Al-Àndalus survives. After Cordoba, the other Muslim cities quickly fall to the Christians. The entire peninsula, except for the very southern tip, comes under Christian rule. There in the remaining Muslim lands of Al-Àndalus, one local leader, Muhammad ibn Nasr, manages to establish an independent Muslim state in Granada in 1238.
Granada became the seat of the Nassarites, who were the last surviving dynasty when all the other dynasties to the north had been sort of picked off and eradicated by this Christian encroachment from the north. So it becomes the capital of the last Islamic kingdom of Spain.
It is a protected region, surrounded by mountains, with a bustling economy based on silk production and textiles. Because Granada successfully maintains its independence under the surrounding Christian encroachment, it provides a safe refuge for Muslims who must flee their homes and search for a new life. Many come from Seville when the Christian army brutally takes the city in 1248. All Muslims are forced to leave, taking only what they can carry in their arms. Boabdil, the ambitious son of the Granadan emir, has rebelled against his father and joined forces with the Christian army.
So it was Castile's turn to capitalize on divisions within Granada. Boabdil, Abu Abdullah, became an ally of Castile because Castile promised to help him against his Muslim enemies.
Boabdil and his Christian allies launch a civil war against his father, laying waste to the land surrounding Granada.
During the course of the civil war, Boabdil switched sides various times. Twice he was captured by the Christian forces, twice he made a deal, and twice he reneged on it.
With the alliance broken, Ferdinand launches a siege on the walled city of Granada, and in January of 1492, Spain's last Muslim city finally succumbs to the Christian army.
Boabdil had violated a treaty which he had made with them, and they had every right to take the city.
According to legend, when Isabel and Ferdinand enter the city, they are given the gate keys by none other than Boabdil himself, as they tour the great silent halls of the Alhambra Palace.